Imagine, it's your 65th birthday, you've worked all your life and today you are finally retiring. For quite some time you've been looking forward to this day. You've made plans to spend more time with your family, restore an old car or travel the world. Now you are free and you have the time to do whatever you want. But wait. Unfortunately, your body can't keep up with your plans. It retired 25 years ago due to a lack of exercise, stress and a very unhealthy diet. You are overweight and may already have limited mobility. Your blood pressure is higher than the Empire State Building, you have diabetes and the pile of pills you have to take every morning looks like a pack of Smarties for your grandchildren. But it doesn't matter, because you shouldn't travel too far anyway. Heart attack, stroke and various other serious illnesses are likely. But at least you are not alone. Most of your friends probably share the same problems, so you can sit together, complain about your ailments and be disappointed at how little you can actually enjoy your pension. Sounds like a bad movie? Unfortunately not, because this is reality. 2 out of 3 Americans are overweight or obese, and in Europe it doesn't look much better. Children and young people are already severely affected and the figures are growing alarmingly. Studies show that the millennials in the US are the first generation to have a lower life expectancy than their parents, and even though the people in the Western countries have the largest range of food available anywhere in the world, they are eating unhealthier and getting sicker than any time before. The reasons are simple. To meet the high expectations of our Western society, we have stressful, demanding jobs and often little time to eat. Junk food and highly industrial processed food, the standard in most supermarkets, are convenient, everywhere available and makes us happy by releasing dopamine in our brain due to the high amount of fat and sugar. The companies are aware of it, of course, and create their food so we keep coming back for more. But this kind of food doesn't give us the nutrients our bodies need, and after work we have not enough energy left to do positive things like exercising, meeting with friends or pursuing a hobby. Instead, we are eating another quick, unhealthy meal, collapse on the couch and stare at the TV or phone until we fall asleep. It's a vicious cycle that leads to a lack of energy, fatigue and poor sleep in the short term, and overweight, high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, diabetes and many more in the long term. And the worst part, we as parents are already teaching this behavior to our children. Of course, we notice the symptoms long before it gets worse, but we don't really pay attention. In our Western culture, it's common to go to the doctor, get a few pills prescribed without really diving to the bottom of the problem, or even easier, blame it on age. Life goes downhill at 40. You can hear that all the time. So I ask myself, is this just a good excuse or is it reality? For many years I've followed the same path, paying hardly any attention on nutrition or exercise. I just didn't feel like I had the time for it. But a few years back I started having gastrointestinal problems, so I went to the doctor who prescribed me some drugs and said, well, this is just the beginning of getting older. But honestly, I couldn't believe that. On our motorcycle trip around the world we saw so many different people and cultures, many of whom have nowhere near the wealth and comfort in life that we have. And yet they seem to be healthier and fitter into old age than our Western society. So they must be doing something different. I was curious now and began to do some research and finally came across a very interesting question in the book The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You don't have time for healthy eating and exercise? But do you have time for the illnesses and injuries that result? This question pretty much nailed it, and it was an eye-opener for me, so I started to make some changes in my life. Since my girlfriend Bea has been a vegetarian and passionate cook for many years, my diet became more and more balanced after we moved together, with way more vegetables, salads, fruits and hardly any fast food except for the occasional Leberkässemmel. Well, in Bavaria, Leberkässemmel and beer are a kind of staple food, so that doesn't really count, does it? So my next big change was exercise. I started working out for at least 5 days a week, nothing excessive, just to keep me fit for the challenges life throws at me. And I have to say, it surprised me, because it not only made me feel better physically, but also mentally. To develop great routines, I can highly recommend the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. The link is in the description. But my gastrointestinal problems were still bothering me. I often had heartburn and a feeling of fullness, even though I hadn't eaten much, which made me feel unwell, tired and lacking in energy. Exercise made it better, but still it was far from good. So I started looking deeper into nutrition and found out that our diet can cause more problems than I ever suspected. Over the course of our lives, our unhealthy lifestyle seems to build up toxins and deposits in our bodies that trigger diseases we don't even relate to it. And I don't just mean the ones I've already mentioned, but also skin problems, headaches, cancer, dementia and many more. By chance, my cousin-in-law told me about her very positive experience with a 6-week metabolic detox, which is supposed to cleanse the body through a drastic change in diet supported by nutritional supplements. After the 6 weeks, you slowly reintroduce different foods again and listen to your body about what feels good and what doesn't, and adjust your future diet based on that. I was curious now and decided to give it a try. But for me, this challenge isn't about giving up all delicious treats in the future. In my opinion, that would not lead to a sustainable result. It's more like a reset about cleansing the body first, raising awareness for healthy eating, and then it's okay to put leberkassemmel and beer back on the menu, just not every day. So with that said, I'm about to start a 6-week metabolic detox and I'm very curious how everything goes. Here is how it works. The metabolic detox is structured in 4 phases. Number 1, loading phase. For the first 2 days, you need to eat high-fat, high-carbohydrate foods, anything you like from sausages to pizza to cream cake. This should stimulate the metabolism to work at full speed before moving on to phase 2. Alcohol is already forbidden, so no beer anymore. Number 2, strict phase. For 3 weeks, the following ingredients are banned. No sugar, including fruits with high fructose. No fats or oils, including some vegetables and skin creams. No carbohydrates, even no white flour products like normal bread. No alcohol. By removing these ingredients, you also lose quite a bit of weight, which is a bonus. But I don't count calories as some guides suggest, because starving myself makes no sense to me. I eat everything I'm allowed and I try to stop when I'm 80% full. Number 3, stabilization phase. For the next 3 weeks, the diet is the same as in phase 2, but you slowly add healthy fats, oils and more vegetables and fruits. Number 4, conservation phase. All foods are allowed again, but you should stick to a healthy and balanced diet and listen to your body about what feels good and what does not. So what are the benefits? Reset of your body for a great feeling again, losing weight roughly around 10% in 6 weeks, raise awareness for healthy eating. In order to achieve visible results over the next 6 weeks, I will measure my waist, record my weight every day and take pictures of myself to visualize any changes in my body. Well, if there are some. So I will continue to exercise as usual, so nothing will change here. But before I start, I will have a blood test done by my doctor and I weigh myself on a professional scale that not only shows my weight, but also the muscles, fat and the estimated biological age of my body. After the 6 weeks, I will do the same again, so I will see the facts in black and white. And by the way, my parents decided to join the challenge, so it will be interesting to see how they do, especially since my dad doesn't take any supplements other than protein shakes. So now I'm excited, let's go!
I've always dirtied everything that I found. This ain't no difference, look at you now. And baby, cut yourself, baby, cut yourself loose. Save all the things that I said that night. Playing it cool, but I never got it right. Baby, cut yourself, baby, cut yourself loose. mesmerized by your eyes. Keep me up every night. Keep me up every night.
2 days ago, we started with phase number 1, the loading days. And I can tell you, we tried our best to eat as much and as fat as possible. At the beginning I was really looking forward to this, but after the barbecue yesterday evening I'm more than happy for this to end. So today is actually the start of the real challenge, the strict phase. I'm starting at 84.6 kilograms and I'm very curious how everything goes.
Now you know everything that I am. Caught in the palm, go back that plan. Baby, cut yourself, baby, cut yourself loose. Cause a little trouble, don't shed a tear. Keep that sunny smile and eat it here. And baby, cut yourself, baby, cut yourself loose.
For the next 6 weeks I start my day with a protein and supplement shake. Protein is very important and the change in diet may not give you enough protein and the body will pull it out of your muscles, which is not what you want. In addition, I take certain supplements. These include an activator and various natural substances. The activator is meant to open up fat depots in the body and use them to generate energy, while the vital substances should prevent deficiency symptoms. However, since I want to be as objective as possible, I won't mention the products I use at this point, because I want to find out to what extent these products are really helpful. Since my dad is doing the detox without supplements except for protein shakes, I think we will have a decent comparison. With the shake prepared, I started working straight away, but during the morning a slight headache set in and I felt more and more unfocused and nervous. It felt a little bit like I had a beer too much on the day before and I just couldn't concentrate and therefore didn't make much progress at all. A strange feeling, so I was really glad when the clock turned 12 and it was time for my workout. I'm going for a run now and hopefully the fresh air and exercise will get me back on track, so let's go! After the run it was time for lunch. Since my parents joined this challenge and my mom loves to cook, I certainly benefit when it comes to food. Today we have stuffed zucchinis with a rocket orange salad and it was fantastic. To give you an idea of what foods we are actually allowed to eat, here's a little insight. Meats such as beef, turkey or chicken, certain types of fish and seafood, most vegetables, most salads, all low fructose fruits, homemade bread with oat bran instead of flour, eggs, low-fat cheese and some vegan products such as tofu or soy. After lunch I went straight back to work, but I still didn't feel any better. Just like in the morning, this slight headache persisted and I felt a little bit off, so I was looking forward to late afternoon when I had to go to the doctor to get the results of my blood test. In general, my values were all pretty good and I asked the doctor to explain me the important ones that were directly related to our diet. Some of them are uric acid, cholesterol and liver values, and it will be interesting if some of them will change at the end of the detox. Back home and it's already time for dinner. Today we are having a hearty snack with our homemade bread, some fresh Greek salad without olives, cottage cheese and boiled eggs. And I have to say that apart from a headache and the feeling of being off, which is supposed to be a sign of detoxing the body, I haven't been hungry all day and I really enjoy the food. It's light and I don't feel like I've just eaten a rock, which is great. We will see how it goes from there. Cheers guys!
You hold a snap, I'll hold your hand. Take this love around the world. Don't mind those crows buzzing around your head. Nothing's gonna hurt you, girl. I believe we're here for a while, then we die.
The first week of the strict phase is over, and compared to the loading days I've nearly lost 3 kilos, although I've never really felt hungry. There were a few moments at the beginning when I was kind of hungry, but that was usually the time when I had my breakfast, so I think it's probably more of a habit. To fill that void, Bea showed me how to prepare a vegetable smoothie, and if you do them right, they're actually quite tasty and very, very healthy. Of course I didn't do that right at the beginning, so I had to find out the hard way. The first ones were very, very green to say the least, but more on that later. First it's time for my morning shake. With breakfast prepared, it's time to get some work done. The slight headache and the strange feeling of being a little bit off that I had at the beginning of last week stayed with me for a couple of days, resulting in very low productivity. Luckily, the last couple of days my head got better and better, and now it's really time to catch up on this documentary before our Australian adventure kicks off. So let's dive into it. In the meantime, I'll pass you on to Bea so she can show you her secrets of making a healthy but very, very tasty smoothie.
When making smoothies, it's important to focus on greens and only add a few fruits, because most of them are high in fructose, which can cause blood sugar spikes. Most veggies can be eaten raw, but not all, so make sure to check first. Red berries are a good choice as they are low in sugar but have an intense flavor. Fresh herbs, seeds, nuts or good quality oil also make a great addition to your smoothie. A little tip: if you are new to making smoothies, avoid cabbage or radish, as these vegetables have a very strong flavor and you want your smoothie to taste good. Drink your smoothie right away, because otherwise it will lose most of its healthy benefits. And now enjoy!
The day turned out to be quite productive. I was able to not only finish the shot list for this project, but also redesign our entire t-shirt shop and create some really cool new designs. After that it was time for my workout, and normally I'm looking forward to it, but the last couple of days I've been really struggling, especially with running.
Holy shit. Normally I run up these stairs like Rocky, but right now I'm happy if I make it halfway up. My feet, my legs, they are burning and they just give up. There's no way to run the whole loop I'm normally used to. That's crazy. But never give up, right?
Down to the river, down to the river.
At the top of the stairs I usually do some bodyweight exercises, and interestingly I do not struggle there as much. But in general my energy level is a bit low at the moment, so I've decided to add a second protein shake per day, which will hopefully make a difference. Regarding our meals, so far I can't complain at all. We usually have a hot meal at lunchtime and a hearty snack in the evening. There is lots of variety, but you have to be aware that shopping, especially at the beginning, and cooking take more time than usual, because you have to prepare everything fresh yourself. So if you do the metabolic detox together with someone else, it can be much easier. Let's see if it's worth the effort.
So today is the day. 6 weeks have passed, and at the beginning, when I looked at the many days to come on my empty weighing list, I thought to myself, well, that's a long way to go. But to be honest, time just flew by, and yesterday we've already got our final blood test done, and today we have an appointment with our doctor to discuss the results. I'm really looking forward to it and whether any values have changed. What I can say already after these 6 weeks is that I feel different, and both my weight and my body have changed. But we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Now it's time to go.
Once again, the team at my doctor did a great job, not only with drawing blood, but also with taking time to discuss the results. For all 3 of us, the blood counts have improved overall. but especially the nutritional related values such as uric acid, cholesterol and liver values have gone in a very good direction compared to the beginning of the detox, and in general there were no signs of deficiency in the main blood counts.
As mentioned in the beginning, my father did not take any supplements other than protein, which shows that nutrition is the key factor for a healthy life. But to determine possible benefits, I supported my detox with nutritional supplements, and they really helped me to regain my energy levels very quickly, and I felt well nourished all around. But I don't want to recommend any specific products here, as the main focus of this documentary should be on a healthy diet and exercise. However, if you're interested in the products I've used, there is a link in the description with all the necessary information.
After the doctor, we went to Alex for the final weigh-in. We already knew the procedure, so we had the final results in our hands in no time, and they were surprising too.
Final weighing is done. I just hopped off the scale and it was super interesting, especially with my mom, I have to say. My mom is 63 in real life, and her biological age estimated was at the beginning at 75 and now dropped down to 61 within just 6 weeks. So that's absolutely amazing. In my case, my biological age dropped from 31 down to 27, so 4 years. Now it's time to look for a younger girlfriend. I guess Bea's not here, so she can't beat me up right now. Well, no, in general, I'm very happy with the results. My weight, I've lost weight around over 6 kilos. My fat dropped, my visceral fat dropped on 2 points. In general, what do you think, Alex? Is okay? We can leave that, or should it be better?
It could be better, but I think it's
for you it
very
can be
good.
always better.
No, very good result for 6 weeks. That's my, in Deutsch, gell? Das sind meine Erfahrungen schon immer, und die sind so im Schnitt. Da bist du im Durchschnitt nicht besonders gut, nicht schlecht, sehr gut. Also,
so I'm average, he said. So now I'm happy. I keep on doing this. I keep on this track, and I want to say thank you, Alex, for your time, for your support, for weighing us.
sehr gerne.
So with the facts in black and white, what did I personally take away from this challenge? Apart from losing about 8% of weight and reducing my waist size by 8.5 centimeters, which makes my body feel much better, the main focus of this challenge has been the impact on health. So far, my biggest problem, the gastrointestinal issues, have disappeared, and I generally feel very fit and super energetic. My general complexion has improved a lot, and surprisingly my lipomas, a slow-growing lump of fat that appears as soft bumps under the skin and which I have had for several years now, seem to be getting smaller or even disappeared, which is amazing. Regarding food, I never felt hungry and the food was absolutely delicious and diverse. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my mom, who did a lot of the cooking, and of course congratulations to my parents for being open to this challenge. I'm happy that they've been rewarded with some great benefits as well, and therefore want to continue on this path.
And last but not least, I've learned so much about our food and how it really affects our health, not just physically, but also mentally. And that has definitely changed my perspective, so I will for sure continue on this path as well. That means eating less junk food and industrially processed food, and cooking as much as possible by myself. This not only saves money, but also a lot of calories and tons of unhealthy additives that our body can't use. But life is not about sacrifice. So changing your diet doesn't mean you have to ban everything you love to drink or eat. If you like to have a burger, a pizza, a piece of chocolate or a beer, go for it. Just don't do it every day, and I'm very sure you'll see some surprising and incredible results. Get on your way, guys, and we will see you somewhere on the road. Cheers! So now I have here a warm Leberkäse and I'm waiting for the sun to come out. And normally it's like, you know, you try to film something and of course there are a lot of cars coming, there are a lot of people coming, or there's a huge cloud in the sky, so we have to wait, or we're gonna ask the weather god, you know, like we do a little bit of voodoo. But at least we have a great view.
Sieht mein armes Pudel.
To be honest, it's actually good fun to tell these stories, to be creative, to set up the camera and try different angles. So you tell the right kind of story. For this scene I brought myself a pump bottle, or spray bottle, that's the word, and to spray moisture into my face, so I didn't know how often I had to run up here and how sweaty I will look, but I can tell you, until everything was sharp and the shot was like I wanted to have it, I had to run up so many times that I was finished anyway. So no unnatural resources needed in this shot. And I have to say, it surprised me, because it not only made me feel better. Camera woman is showing her nipples. That's why I was a bit unfocused. Otherwise, I'm very focused. Ant. There was an ant.